you are in a pit, in a dungeon, and there's 20 men who are going to jump you. La raza, la raza, la raza!
Welcome to the John Ligato Show. I'm John Ligato.
It's showtime, folks. It's showtime. Here's Johnny.
This is part 2 of Chili DeCastro's not-so-excellent journey with prison gangs. Here's some highlights from part 1.
Let me tell you what happened to me when I was in jail. I was in Twin Towers in LA County for a week, charged with 5 felonies equaling over 20 years in prison for the 5 felonies combined. I was innocent. And I go and I sit with a group of Mexicans and they say, yo, your name in here is Hollywood. I said, excuse me? And they said, your name's not Jose in here. We'll call you Hollywood. I said, okay. And they said, you're with us. You're with the Latinos. And they said, anything that we ask you to do, we need you to do. And in lieu of that, what we're going to do is we're going to provide you with protection. I had no idea what I was signing up for. No clue I was joining a gang.
Billy violates a prison rule from his new gang, and it does not go well for him.
4 days later, they gave me the tour that morning. You go pee in the pisser, you go poop in the pooper. You don't pee in the pooper. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I went to the bathroom and I went pee in the pooper. And so I peed in the pooper and I went back to bed. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the same guy called me over and said, hey, Hollywood, come over here. We want to talk to you. And then Shorty said, hey, Hollywood, Lil Ray said that he saw you go pee in the shitter last night. Did you go pee in the shitter? I didn't remember. And I said, I probably did. And Shorty says, okay, guys, Hollywood has admitted to breaking the rules. Who says we knock his fucking teeth out right now?
So by every standard, Chili's in a world of poop for peeing in the pooper. But it doesn't square with his recent court appearance in Las Vegas, which brought him 180 days in jail. Chili's forgotten all about the possibilities of another Mexican prison gang and behaves like the arrogant turd he is. Let's watch.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Just for the record, it's never advisable for a defendant to testify. Chili sorely misjudges his audience, which is mainly Judge Zimmerman, and begins attacking law enforcement.
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel, and the reason I have a YouTube channel is because of how many cops kill people every year, how many cops hurt, maim, torture, rape, and kill people every single year. It's such an epidemic that the rest of the world, I get thousands of emails saying, only in America does this happen. I started filming cops because when I was cheated in 2002...
Objection at this point. Relevance.
This is the real member of the press.
This narrative. So, can you ask him a question?
Yes, Your Honor. What type of films do you make for your YouTube channel?
I only film police in their official capacity. I'm known across the country and across the world.
Mr. DeCastro, on the question, why did you approach that vehicle?
I was filming that cop because that's what I do for a living. I am a member of the press. The reason I was filming Mr. Gort that day...
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh,
sorry.
Check out that look on Chili's face. It's pissed off. And he's on the stand. This cost him an additional 2 months in jail. Judges are particularly sensitive to a defendant disrespecting their court. It shows contempt and not a very smart move by the chillster. Let's return to the Mexican gang, where Chili is a lot nicer.
Who says we knock his fucking teeth out right now? Let's take a vote. And around the circle, starting to Shorty's right, the first guy raises his hands, let's knock his fucking teeth out. Then the next guy raises his hand, and then the next guy raises. It goes all around the circle. All 20 Mexicans raise their hands that they knock my fucking teeth out. And it got back to Shorty. He hadn't voted yet. And he goes, Hollywood, all these guys want to knock your pretty teeth out of your face. What do you think about that?
Since we're all caught up, let's return to the Vegas court and listen to the officer who arrested Chili, Officer Baruch.
And so when you first laid eyes on the defendant, approximately how far away was he from the driver of the vehicle in the Hyundai?
Approximately somewhere within 5 to 10 feet.
Okay. And you indicated that he was recording?
Yes.
Okay. What did you see that led you to believe he was recording?
He had his cell phone camera pointed directly at me. I ordered DeCastro to the front of my patrol vehicle while pointing at it and told him that he was detained.
Okay. And what was the purpose of detaining him?
For obstructing my initial traffic stop with the Hyundai.
Okay. And did he obey your lawful order?
No, he did not.
And what happened next?
He continued filming me. I continued pointing toward my patrol vehicle, continued telling him he was detained. All the while, he just continued shifting his body around, recording me on the phone, and refusing to go to the car.
Okay. So what did you do in response?
I used my hand to escort him to the patrol vehicle. So I placed my hand on his shoulder, and at that point, he swatted my hand away.
So Officer Baruch just testified under oath that Chili swatted his hand away in front of another eyewitness, another officer. But what does Chili say on the stand about this?
Did you intentionally swat any of the officers?
Absolutely not.
I used my hand to escort him to the patrol vehicle. So I placed my hand on his shoulder, and at that point, he swatted my hand away.
Perjury, anyone?
Did you intentionally swat any of the officers?
Absolutely not. He was giving me unlawful commands. I should not have been detained after I identified as a member of the press. If he ever reached a hand out towards me, I wrestle and teach MMA, and I have 30 years. So it's just a natural reaction as I'm retreating from somebody. If I may have put my hand up, as he testified himself, I certainly am a law-abiding citizen. I don't break the law.
Enough lies. Let's have Chili tell you of his terror when he's not surrounded by court officials. His MMA experience turns into a call for mama. Chili's a coward.
And then Shorty says, Hollywood, they want to knock your teeth out, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go this time. But Hollywood, this means that if we come to you and we ask you to do something for us, you're going to do it, right? Yes, 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 I will, Shorty. Yes, I will. You ask me to do something? Yes, I'll do it. No matter what we ask you to do, you're going to do that, right? Yes, yes, I am. And 3 days later, on the 7th day I'm in jail, racial tensions have gone to a fever pitch. A black didn't let a Mexican use the phone in time to call his girl, and they turned off the phones on day 6. The Mexican who had the phone turned off, his girl left, and he couldn't reach her the next day. He spazzed out and said, the Nners have taken away my girl by not letting me use the phone. La raza, la raza, la raza. The Mexicans started chanting. 80 men. La raza, the race, the race, the race, they're saying. And Shorty says, hey, Hollywood, listen, we're going to fight the blacks. But what we need you to do is we need you to go and take out Killer. Killer was the head of the blacks. And at the time, I was 27 years old and I was just jacked. I mean, my ears were still mangled. I hadn't had surgery yet. So I had surgery on both of my ears to try to get rid of the cauliflower. And so they come to me and they say, hey, Shorty. Shorty says to me, hey, Hollywood, you're going to be what's called the torpedo. And there's, 8 guys behind him. And I say, what's that? And they say, when we tell you to, you're going to run in. And the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take out Killer. That was the nickname for the head of the black guy. And Killer starts kicking the metal pole with his shin. Like something out of a frickin' Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. He's kicking the pole with his metal. I'm like, Kong, Kong. I'm talking full on kicking it. I know a lot of stuff in fighting, but he's not a wussy. He's not a wussy. And so when they come to me and say, we need you to go flying over there and attack Killer when we give the word, what am I going to say? I said, okay, Shorty. Okay. Because if I don't, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. They're going to stab me like they're going to kill me. And so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So Shamu comes over to me. He said, when you go flying in and you start fighting Killer, his lieutenants are going to step to the front and they're going to start stabbing you from the side. So when you go in to fight Killer, strike and back out. Strike and back out and look to your sides because they're going to be coming in with knives. What have I done here? I've been no-knock raided for no reason. I've been arrested for no reason. I've been charged with felonies for no reason. I get indoctrinated to a gang for no reason. I have no idea what's going on here. Shamu tells me that they're going to shank me when I go to fight Killer. I'm laying there. I'm getting ready. I'm mentally preparing that I'm going to die. If I don't go in, the people behind me that are with me will kill me. If I go in, there's a good chance that I die.
So suddenly, Chili lost all his wrestling, boxing, and MA skills. I mean, look at the fear in his eyes is both palpable and understandable to all of us if we were in the same situation. But most of us don't speak like this to cops.
Shut your piggish mouth and don't approach me. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and shut your mouth. I'm your boss.
We're escorting you. Don't fucking touch me, boys. Don't. Go ahead and arrest me and find out how quick I sue your ass.
Will Chili have to attack Killer from the Black Gang, or will the Mexicans kill him if he refuses? Let's get back to the undramatic conclusion of Chili's gang war.
What have I done here? I've been no-knock raided for no reason. I've been arrested for no reason. I've been charged with felonies for no reason. I get indoctrinated to a gang for no reason. I have no idea what's going on here. Shamu tells me that they're going to shank me when I go to fight Killer. I'm laying there. I'm getting ready. I'm mentally preparing that I'm going to die. If I don't go in, the people behind me that are with me will kill me. If I go in, there's a good chance that I die. This is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The jail cell, the entire cell with 150 men, dead quiet. Not a single word. The bunks have now been aligned so that they can lock they can put the blankets over both sides so you can't see who's the left side, the right side. You can't see because the blankets are down. And so I'm on the top bunk looking over to Shorty for him to give me the signal, right? I'm literally sweating, cascading sweat. I'm cascading sweat. It's hot. Nobody's talking. And I hear, DeCastro! I look up. It's the guard. You made bail. Get your bunk. Let's go. But I know what I went through was such a nightmare. It was such a nightmare. And oh, by the way, Shorty called me for months after that. I'm talking months. Called my phone. I answered his calls collect for maybe the first few weeks. And then eventually my girlfriend said, Chili, you have to stop. And I said, baby, you don't understand. The guy kept me alive in jail. And she's like, what do you mean kept you alive? He was the guy that was going to shank you if you didn't act as a torpedo. And I was like, but you just don't know. You don't know. Like there were moments inside there where Shorty and I sat down and we talked and what he had gone through and he told me his story. But eventually I had to become deinstitutionalized. Only 1 week inside of LA County completely and utterly changed me forever.
Well, if only 1 week had a profound event on Chili, most of us would not wish to return. But I'm going to take you to Chili's sentencing, and as you know, at this very moment, Chili is in jail for 6 months, not 1 week. Do any of you think or believe that he'll give up auditing at the conclusion?
Yeah. All right, Mr. DeCastro, please stand. The problem with the argument that your attorney makes is it completely fails to consider the safety of the officer and the safety of the driver. The officer doesn't know who you are, and the driver doesn't know who you are. And you don't have any right to interfere with that officer doing his investigation and deciding if he wants to issue a ticket to this driver. And you also don't have any business approaching the driver. The driver didn't ask you for help. The driver didn't say, help, help. You know, you didn't see an altercation happening between the officer and this driver. The officer didn't protest that you were filming. There's no problem with filming. You can film. It's fine. All right? But you did interfere with his investigation. You did interfere with his ability to do his job. You did put him in a position where he is concerned for his safety and the safety of the driver. So I believe the state's met their burden beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm going to find you guilty of obstructing a public officer and resisting a public officer. So I'd like to hear from the state and then your attorney prior to sentencing. He wants this. He wants to get arrested. He wants to get into an altercation with police officers. He welcomes this. This helps his YouTube channel. He called the officers here in my courtroom today pigs. He called and he's nodding his head up and down. So apparently he hates every law enforcement officer in the United States. Castro, please stand. I hereby sentence you to 90 days in the Clark County Detention Center on count 1, 90 days in the Clark County Detention Center on count 2, to run consecutive for a total of 180 days in custody.
The judge just ordered that her sentence of 2 guilty counts be run consecutively. Now, this is rare. Most individuals, most defendants would show remorse. They would get it reduced to concurrently. But Chili showed no remorse. The Judge Zimmerman just sent a message to all auditors. Cut it out. The John Ligato Show is being broadcast from outside the gates of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. If you like the show, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and we don't ask for personal information. Semper Fidelis.